A very big welcome to you, my dear Cancer. The sun is now in Taurus, and Taurus are the roots. Taurus are the leaves that are forming now, and we need the sun for that to happen. And so the 19, which is then a 10, when we calculate it down to a single digit, and the 5, we get the 15, and the 15 is Capricorn, is the attachment also to wealth, to the financial situation that we are in, but also the growth cycle that is showing up here through the sun. Now the sun is giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign, and you are seeing through the moon the possibility to awaken to your true potential, to realize what is it that holds you back to go out there and really do what you're meant to come to do. And so, of course, we're going to look at that. Then we're going to look, of course, at the High Priestess, because she is the moon and the moon is ruling you. And I cannot take the moon because the moon is connected with Pisces. So for you, it's the High Priestess. So we're going to look at her. And we're going to look at the Queen of Cups, which is you, is your birthday between June 10th and July 12th. Then is she your court card, the Queen of Cups, right? You are, as a Cancer, the one that really takes care of the family, because you're also connected to the 4th house of home and family. Back to the last reading, where you had Aries Sun giving Cancer, Moon the light. Neptune in Aries was the big message there, because Neptune is going to be in Aries for 14 years. So I made a special there. And the message was simply bake bread and share it. So this simple energy, right, that we see by baking bread, and the Hierophant that came up was already letting you know simplicity starts with knowing who you are, knowing what makes you special, and you are water and water. And so today you're getting here the 6 of Cups, which is Sun in Scorpio. Now Scorpio is a water sign like you, but Scorpio is the King of Cups. You are the Queen of Cups. And so we have the 6 and we have the 4. That's a 10. And in the 10, a cycle is ending. So the 6 of Cups is thinking back to a time where life was a certain way. And so we're kind of remembering that. But we know also that we gotta let go of that. But here the overall energy is to enjoy that which you have emotionally created. What is coming from the Mother Piece Tarot? We're getting the 5 of Swords to the left, which is Venus in Aquarius. And Venus is the Empress, and Aquarius is the new communities. So pointing it over to the 6 of Cups creates the 6 and the 5 and 11. And the 11 is a portal. So the 4th of November or the 11th of April could be a date here that is of significance for you. And so the 5 of Swords is fighting with the memory, fighting with something that maybe is not so clear. But you also have the 5 and the 4, which is the 9, and the 9 is the completion. In there you will find the answers to what happened back then, right? Because these are memories of pleasure that you are holding here in your physical body, right? That's what it is. And so here all together, the 9 and the 6 is the 15. Don't get attached, and that's why you have here the 5 of Swords, which is a quarrel, which is a fighting with the emotions that are appearing here. So become aware of this, right? Because it's important that you really know what's happening. Then we look at the High Priestess, and the Queen of Cups has come up. So you are coming up. Here we see you like this, right? In Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot. That's the deck that I gave you. And this is the deck just for the High Priestess. I'm not using it for anything else. And the High Priestess is the one that sees the black and white and finds the center. And so you have come up. So the 2 and the 4 is a 6, and the 6 is self-love. Find deep within that then here is a 6-6 portal, that you know who you are, intuitive, you know who is really ruling you, and that's your soul, right? And so you have the message right now that you gotta listen to yourself. Then I want to see, of course, what is coming through your deck here, and it's the Lovers. And the Lovers, that's Gemini, and Gemini is in the next reading, right? Important, because that's where we're gonna see the communications that we have in our relationships, but the relationship with yourself. And that's here under the High Priestess, your intuition. How are you talking to yourself? How are you being with yourself? And so the 2 and the 4 is the 6, and here again a 6. So now you have a 6-6 with the 6 of Cups, 3 times the 6. That's self-empowerment, right? And in that self-empowerment, you understanding, yeah, I need to really have this marriage with myself. And when you have it, it's like no one can come to you and really do any harm to you anymore. Now, of course, I want to see what is actually Gemini saying, and the Knight of Swords is coming, and that's the court card for Gemini. And so Gemini is talking already. In the next reading, we have the Sun in Gemini, and then in the next reading after Gemini, you are going to get your new moon. So you're going deeper within with the knowledge, with the self-love, and you want to go there. You want to go there, sometimes maybe too quick, right? Because you see there is a motorcycle. But take your time, because your intuition is leading you always to the right places, right? So here you have a 6-6, and then here is the 3rd zodiac sign. And if I calculate now only the zodiac signs together, the 4 and the 3, that's the 7, and the 7, that is you, right? The emotional intelligence that knows that this path goes now back into the new moon, which is in your second next reading. Now the moon. The moon in your sign is bringing you the drifter, the experience life as it comes. And the 14 is, of course, temperance. Find a balance. The 18 turns into the 9, and here the 14 is a 5. The 9 and the 5 is again the 14. Find deep within you the equilibrium, the completion, and the strength to continue life's cycles, right? And the 5 is left, and that's then a 5-5 with this 5, the 5 of swords. And the 5s are always tests. Is the human in us that needs to experience the 5 elements. What is coming through your deck, because the moon is in your sign? The Magician has come up. And the Magician, that's Mercury. And Mercury is important because he's the messenger. And so the 14 plus the 1 is the 15. Again, in your career, let go of thinking you know everything. Be in the completion. Rest in the knowing. Know that then the 15 comes to you, and there's another 6 appearing. So then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 times the 6. Know in your heart that the 4, that is you, the 4th zodiac sign. You are connected with the heart. You are connected with love. And so here then the 6 appears. The 6 and the 9 is also the 15, and the 6 is left. So self-love, which here the Lovers brings to you, a love that has nothing to do with a partner, it has to do with yourself. And so see the message that is coming through Mercury, through the Magician. Magic is the life of those who understand how it works. And so, of course, what is the Magician bringing? And it's bringing you the Time Master. That's the number 57. And the 57 creates a 12. The 12 is the Hanged Man. And Neptune is the Hanged Man. Neptune in Aries, right? So the 12 then turns into the 3. The 3 and the 1 is the 4. The 4 and the 14 is the 18. Then you have here an 18-18 portal or a 9-9 portal. 2 times completion in knowing what to do, in knowing what you have achieved. And you see that he's looking at the Magician. You see that he's saying, yes, I'm going to use the magic, because magic is what I am. The Time Master has the number 8 here on his chest, right? And you see that here with the 12 and the 1, we also get the 13. There's a transformation that is happening. And so you understand in the end the 9 is left, right? So see what is coming through all of the informations through the card to you, and learn deep in your subconscious to live with that. Now the sun which is in Taurus, is bringing you the storms, the number 23. So here you get then another 5, right? So then you have here with the 14 a 5-5, and here with the 5 of Swords a 5-5-5 portal. 3 times the 5, and 3 times the 5 we know deep in our core, in our solar plexus, that certain things need to clear, need to get washed away. And so the 10 and the 5 again is the 15. The 6 appears again. So the 6 is very clearly coming up quite a few times. The 6 is understanding that certain moments are so precious, really are there, but then they can also be gone. And you see that the Drifter and the Magician is the 15 and then the 6. So know that certain things are really talking. And so here the 6 appears again, right? What is coming from Taurus? Taurus is bringing you Libra. And Libra is justice, right? There is a justice in when a storm comes, when things get cleared. And she sits on the hand, and she understands very clearly that everything is on a higher level, really bringing her a clearance and understanding. And so the 15 that turns into a 6 here, and here the 11 is a date, the 11th of June or the 6th of November. Now, of course, what is Libra saying? And Libra is bringing you the world, the universe, Saturn. And so she is ruled by Venus, right? And you had Venus in Aquarius. So Venus in Aquarius is when you think about things, don't go too far with your thoughts. Don't go so far that a storm comes up. And so here we have the 21. The 21 turns into a 3. The 3 and the 5 is an 8. The 8 and the 10, the 18. In your subconscious, you know that the Magician is here, you know that time doesn't exist, you know that the Drifter is here, and that you have to let go of thinking that you can control everything, because Saturn is literally saying, well, sometimes there are borders, sometimes there is a delay, sometimes there is time playing on you. So I'm just going to place this down, otherwise I get a cramp in my fingers. So what is the world saying? The world is bringing you. You are coming up, right? The Chariot. And so you see that you are giving through your solar plexus all the energy into the world. You want to heal the world. You know there's injustice. You know that here there is a moment where you recognize something is not so clear, right? Also, we can now, the 3 and the 7 make a 10 here. We leave the 11, and then we have here the, hold on one second, the 10 and the 5, right? So I'm gonna leave this, one second here. So this is a 10, this is an 11, and this is the 15. The 6 and the 11 and the 10, right? The 6 and the 10 is the 16. That's Mars, the tower. Let things go that don't really make sense. But you see here the 10, a new cycle is really slowly coming to an end, right? You have Gemini, which came up with here the court card and with the soul aspect, which is in the next reading. So Gemini is already talking to you. And then you are going to have your new moon. And so you see that then the world will feel your new moon, because that's when there's also the summer solstice, the longest day. And the longest day, the sun is the highest. And that's when also those kind of like energies erupt, right? But that's where the energy clears in the sector of the institutions and the law and the truth, right? And so you see there is a really beautiful message coming to you, and you are learning to understand that Taurus is letting you know, be grounded, even though you're here in the middle of nothing on a hand. Still be grounded wherever you can be, and understand that your roots have nothing to do with the earth. Your roots is the emotional understanding of you, the emotional feelings that are rooted in a childhood that was maybe not always easy, but still it is the tests, right, that we learn the most. And then we can let go, and we can see that here is Temperance, here is a Sagittarius, right? And we can see that also here Mercury is bringing you the information that time doesn't exist. And he's looking at Mercury and he's like, exactly, time doesn't exist. So go deeper, because you also had Saturn, right? So you have here Gemini, right? The soul aspect, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And so Mercury is here. And you have Saturn, and you have Libra, which is ruled by Venus, right? And Venus is in Aquarius. And so you have come up as well. See that the information is really strong, and you have come up as a soul. So this is powerful, right? What is happening here? So see that, understand that, and learn to completely follow your intuition, because that's what the High Priestess brought. Follow your intuition. And your intuition is always bringing you to love, to self-love, right? And so there it goes, the level of connection when you listen to your solar plexus, when you know that whatever is happening is always the right moment for you and the people around you. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because I mean, Gemini is here. And so feel that the next reading is already calling you. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.